Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft discussion. Wow, it's so gorgeous out here. Oh, you can see the snow melted a little bit. Anyway, this is Kimberly Quinn, and I am thrilled to have another Minecraft discussion about thoughts come first, feelings second, and actions and behavior third. And we're going to talk about how success is such a mindset. It's not like a stop, like you reach it, grab it like a grapefruit from a tree in California or something. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a mindset, which also means it's a state of being. And it's my personal belief that we are hardwired, each and every one of us as snowflakes, that we have our own unique stamp to put on this world and life as we know it. And so for me, it's also, there's lots of boxes to check for success. We could say money and square footage and partner and kids and car and business card and, whatever. I don't think it's any of that. It's about living in our skin and feeling like we are on top of this world with the world by the ass because we're passion driven. Okay, so also, we have it a little bit backwards in the U.S., and I do love my country, that the formula for success, once I'm successful, then I'll be happy. When it's the exact opposite, it's once I am happy, truly happy, only then I can be successful. Only then can I be successful. And the shout out to that goes to Sean Aker of the Happiness Advantage. And here's the thing, is when we think that way, but it also has us in sort of in this perpetual state of striving. Like it's just this constant reach and like moving the chocolate chip cookie back. I like to say carrot, and carrots are yummy, but I'm not sure people would strive to reach that carrot, Let's say like homemade, still warm, bendable chocolate chip cookie. It keeps moving back and moving back. And that's how we end up pushing happiness right over the cognitive horizon, just out of reach it goes. And so here's the thing. The truth is that, okay, again, it's the exact opposite because happiness has to come first, which involves a bunch of things, especially knowing oneself. So I made myself some notes here just so I wouldn't forget anything. Okay, and I have it right there. Self-awareness. You got to know you. You got to know you. If you don't know you, the rest of it isn't going to fall into place. Okay, with this, and also self-love and self-acceptance and all that good stuff. We also have to know what our signature strengths are, and you might just know these because you know these, or maybe you've done one of the gazillions of free surveys out there. One of the best ones, it's not free, it's not a super amount, I don't remember how much it was, but it's not free, is the strength scope. That's what it is. And know what your signature strengths are, because once you know what they are, you can like sort of feed everything you do towards what you do the best. Okay, for me, for example, and I love it because it's a color wheel. It doesn't say like you're great at this and you suck at that. It kind of shows you what excites you versus what you find draining. So for me, details, definitely draining. I can tell you that what gets me excited is genuine engagement with people and creativity, which has landed me in put those together. I'm an educator. It makes sense. I'm a professor, and I also educate in my other role as a well-being and success coach. I do tons of workshops, and I'm also running around all over the place right now, having a ball, doing public speaking and presentations. It all fits. And when we know what our signature strengths are, we can then stack the deck in our favor and go where the love is. All right, so number 2 is wake up excited to start your day. I don't know if I can even count on 2 fingers at times, and there must be some, I just don't, not recently. I wake up nearly every day so excited to be back. Think about the alternative, you know what I mean? And I say thank you right away, just out in the air before I even get out of bed. Then my feet hit the floor, thank you. That's all I say, even though I'm thinking like everything works, spine, eyes, everything. And then I head straight for the gratitude journal. Be excited to start your day. And that leads into also having a spiritual routine, some kind of practice that in 10 minutes or less, really. So I've told you about my gratitude journal. It's every day, and this is all I write. I am grateful for, gotta have those words, I am grateful for, my health, my family, Giovanni, who's right over there waiting for me to move, and whatever, every single day. And then after 21 days is what it takes for an average habit to shift. Or that's on average, you really start to see more positive. And I don't know of any, I can't think of any famous person, not that you have to be famous to be successful, that is not my point there, It's just that you're not going to know what other people do, right? But the people who are well known out there are talking about it. That's how you know. They all have a morning routine. Every single one of them. Just rattle them off. Oprah and Tony Robbins is just rattle them off. They all have a routine, and I've had one forever. And mine is a gratitude practice. And we're not talking about religion. You can do that if you want to, spiritually, because the thing is, the universe responds to gratitude. If you're not grateful daily, really cultivating it, not just blah, superficial, cultivating and feeling it and resonating with into a grateful heart, the abundance thing is just not going to happen. And when you do, it's like a faucet you can't shut off. It's just rolls at you. Okay, embrace constructive imagination. Okay, let's put constructive there versus destructive, because if we just let our minds wander, and the unconscious is in charge, then it can be a lot of negative stuff. Imagining this could happen, imagining that can happen. Not what we're talking about. Constructive imagination. If you don't know how to do it, go find a 5-year-old and ask if you can rent them for the day from the parents. The payoff is in, maybe like a Happy Meal and cookies and milk or something. And just watch the 5-year-old do what's natural to them. Naturally, of course, those of us in the Fast Mind Club, which is nice because it's hard in some ways. We have this very natural gift of being creative, which is so fun, I can't tell you. And it's even better when people embrace it. What do we have next? Okay, banish all self-doubt. And you're like, oh, sure, that doesn't sound easy. So it's just like the Nike commercial. Just don't do it. It starts to come forth. Just smack it out of your head. And if it doesn't, they keep doing it. Just like one of those dolls that, you hit and they go, like a Bobo doll in the 50s, says, no self-doubt, because here's the thing. This is why it's also absolutely essential to have the spiritual practice and also acknowledge and believe that, there's one infinite divine intelligence in charge of us all. And again, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about spirituality, because you cannot find your authentic self and your place in this world, your own unique purpose, without acknowledging that connection. It's just a plain and simple truth, because we're all manifestations of that. And so to deny that is to deny everything you're meant to be and all the abundance that can land in your lap. So that just kind of is what it is. And then I made myself some notes, so just hang on here. I even brought my little notebook into the woods. Okay, develop a positive stress mindset. I've actually done a whole thing on this. We're not going to get too crazy with it. I'm thinking of Simon Sinek. I was listening to him this morning. He was saying a similar thing, and I wrote a whole article on this because we may not be able to change what's going on around here. We can change how we look at it. We all know that. And he was talking about people who interviewed. He was watching the Olympics, and people who interviewed the athletes, and one after the other, interviewer said, "So were you nervous just before the gun went off?" And he said, hands down, every single one of them said no. Okay, now think about the symptoms or what externally shows with nervousness. Sweaty palms, maybe racy heart, maybe a little tightness, just feeling, ready to go. And when the interviewer said, are you feeling excited before the race? Every single one of them said yes. Exact same symptoms. Sweaty palms, racy heart. It's all in the mindset. And so Simon was talking about, which I do too, I've done for a while. I just had a couple big presentations last week, actually, and I even consciously reminded myself to reel myself back in. When people ask me, are you nervous? I'm excited. I'm excited to present to the Vermont Women in Leadership. I'm excited to present to Penn State in the LGBTQ week for mindfulness and I'm excited. It's so much better. Okay, know your next move. Oprah talks a lot about this. Know your next move, because these ideas, as they say, are a dime a dozen, or whatever the cliche is. Ideas are fantastic. This is how the light bulb got invented. This is how the car got invented. This is how, go on and on and on with all the great ideas, all the beautiful artwork out there, all the architecture, things that were built, blah, 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 blah. It all started with ideas. Lots of people have ideas. Far fewer put them into action. So we're talking about action. And also, Jim Carrey talks about this when he taught when way back when he was younger. It was before he got going with his career, and he was saying about how you have to visualize, and he talks about how he wrote himself a check for $10 million and just put it in his wallet. I think it's out there for like 2 years. Just in visualizing, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to make connections. It's all going to happen. He went up and set up on the hill up there and did this thing, and then 2 years later he got the call for Dumb and Dumber. I think it was 10 million. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But he said, but here's the thing. You can't just put this out there to the universe and then go sit on the couch and eat a sandwich, So, and that takes us into believing anything we believe we can achieve. Anything we believe we can achieve. Got to see it. And then grit, right back to Jim Carrey again. Grit, good old-fashioned hard work. Success, this is like the brick for success, is grit. Good old-fashioned hard work. Rarely does anything in life come free. It just rarely, not going to say ever, but rarely. Anything worth it takes hard work and an element of risk, really, and putting yourself out there, vulnerability. Next, surround yourself with positivity and greatness. People who are extremely positive and who are doing great things out there. The charisma, it's like dominoes, it's momentum. Charismatic people have it going on, and they figure out something that maybe the rest of us haven't just yet. Hang with those people, and if you can relate to them enough, you're getting close to the vibe, because you wouldn't even smell them, you wouldn't even like sniff them out if you weren't like in the proximity of that. So I know for me it's not even the best example, but when I ski with people who are better than me, I'm a decent skier. When I ski with people who are better than me, oh my God, I'm better, and at least in that day, because they know different moves, they just do. And when you hang with people who are upbeat, positive, trying to better themselves, can often be found in places of, enhancing physical fitness, and they're educating themselves and all that. Hang out with them. Remember, charismatics have momentum. And last, all things are possible with the universe or God. For me, it's God. We say universe, creator of all things, source with a capital S, whatever. All things are possible. I also want to give a shout out to Bob Proctor. I didn't quote him directly or anything, but like he was involved in my thinking, I think. And with Wayne Dyer also says, with God or source or universe, all things are possible. And then he says, flip that around. That means nothing is impossible. That means no thing is impossible. Excellent. Success is a mindset. It's about self-expression with what we were put on this earth to do, and feeling freaking amazing in our skin. Being ourselves unapologetically, with boundaries, in control, in the driver's seat, with our authentic self right there, paving the way, okay? The authentic self is in the driver's seat. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.